Another bag almost done. Because I had part of it done when you came anyway, but. So those are the handles, and this is the, it's a matter of measuring.
How long does this take to make?
Well, it took me, I can probably do one in probably half an hour or so.
Okay.
Doesn't take too long. Oops, I need to do a little bit over here. So, and this I just do right here. We started doing this probably about 3.5 years ago, and we wanted a local project, and I opened my big mouth. So they said, oh, good, you can be the chair. So I've been working on this for a long time. I've learned a lot. It hasn't always been fun, but I think we are making some progress. We've got New Pie just recently completely got rid of their plastic bags to carry out groceries in. And I think we've convinced a lot of people, so we're making progress.
I'm Barbara Schlachter, lived in Iowa City for about 13 and a half years now. And since I've been here, I have retired from active parish ministry, but I'm primarily involved in an environmental ministry. And the big thing that has come to me as the most important part of that is climate change. I thought, grandmothers, we have a job to do. We have a responsibility here that we can do especially. And so I envisioned 100 grannies on the railroad tracks, 10 by 10, staring down a cold rain and thinking that if you don't stop, okay, we'll organize so that we get off in an orderly, safe way, but boy, will we have the media there to call attention to this. So, okay. So it was like, where do you start? Where do you start? So we thought of people we knew who were women, grandmother types, if not actual grandmothers, who would be concerned about this issue. And we invited them here. We invited them with their knowledge that they're coming to something that was an organizational meeting and supper. If you feed them, they will come, even when they're grandmothers. So I like to say, we sat down at the table over there as 10 women, and we rose up as 100 grannies. We've had groups go and protest the Keystone XL pipeline more locally. They've gone out and helped to build the barn out in Nebraska, New York, Nebraska, where the pipeline would have gone through. And that was pretty exciting. Our basic mission is to educate, to advocate, and to agitate. So we have really created leadership among these women. Many of them have done things they never thought they would ever do, like testify yesterday at the Bakken pipeline hearing.
My heavens, look at that. A lot of pickups. Interesting. Operating engineers, F of LCIL.
I first heard about this about a year ago when my mail carrier handed me a packet of certified mail with information from Energy Transfer Partners and Dakota Access saying what a great thing this was for Iowa. Does that sound familiar to any of you? Yeah. Well, I don't know how you felt, but I felt really alone at that time. I felt like, how do I know if all these slick promotional materials are fact or fiction?
It appears to me that the first speakers, if you could please, numbers 1 on each side, approach. are ready to begin.
There is a rising movement called community rights. Currently over 200 communities in 9 states in which local ordinances are passed to assure that the rights of we the people prevail rather than the profit-motivated interests of corporations. These ordinances, passed by we the people, have protected towns from corporate activities such as fracking, CAFOs, and the use of toxic sewer sludge as fertilizer. Such ordinances can be used to stop this pipeline. We, the people of Iowa, deserve better. This whole regulatory hearing process is illegitimate. These people are not elected by us. It violates our right to govern ourselves in our communities and to decide for ourselves whether the pipeline is a good fit for our state. I encourage you to find out more about the community rights movement, which could help you pass a locally enforceable law in your community, in your county, that would ban this pipeline. Look for the women wearing these green shirts. We can answer your questions about a more powerful strategy for saying no to this disastrous proposal. We are in a David and Goliath struggle, and we all know how that came out. We won't lose until we quit, and we're not quitting.
Oh, it's great to be here, and it's great, even though we're tired, it's great to be invigorated because of the wonderful workshop we just finished with the National Community Rights Leader, Paul Cienfuegos. Cienfuegos.
You got it.
All right. Came to us from Portland, Oregon. He's a leader nationally in the community rights movement, so Pat Bowen and I have been at his workshop all week.
We've been working really hard, learning all about community rights and what, as citizens, we have the right to speak up for ourselves and make our own laws and not be taken advantage of by the corporation. I didn't understand how corporations have so much more rights than I do as a person.
We found out that this is the one way to get through all the power we're fighting against. Reminds me of the civil rights movement. Those people didn't have any power, but they got it done. If we have to, we'll secede from the Union. But the Grannies was started as an environmental group, and it looks like it fits very nicely with the community rights movement, because most of it is about environment. It's about having the right to clean air and clean water.
However, we're not going to limit it to 100 grannies. I mean, it's a community rights environment or workshop. Or it was a workshop, but it's going to be more than that. It's going to be a movement.
But we have a really educational challenge.
Yes, we do.
We have to educate everyone to see the urgency.
That's right.
So it's a challenge. Our work's cut out
Big work
for us.
coming.
Yeah. But you know, if you're retired and you're still healthy, we call the well elderly,
Ooh, I like
as
that.
opposed to the frail elderly.
Well,
And that's when we have a chance to do these things. Young people are so busy with their families and all, so they're calling on us. Save the world.
If you want clean water, Iowa, let me hear no balking. No balking! Clean energy, Iowa, let me hear no balking. No balking! If you want green jobs, let me hear no balking. No balking! If you want to make Iowa a better place for future generations, let me hear no balking. No balking! If you want this board to deny the Bakken pipeline, let me hear no balking. No balking! Thank you.
We're not so crazy. We're not all alone. There are lots of women out there who are concerned about this and who want a group to connect with, because it's one thing to realize what a big issue this is and just sit at home in despair. And it's another thing to get active about it with other women. And I think that's one of the things that the Grannies offer as an opportunity.
but there isn't a lot of time. You know, you look at how long did it take to abolish slavery and a war to do it? How long did it take to get women's suffrage? Generations. We don't have that kind of time now. This is the same kind of issue, this is the same kind of action, but we don't have generations to do it. We have to do it now, and it can't wait.